Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yes, it's Jay and Sean, so you know what that means. A double unboxing. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Darn, I had a box over here ready to go and everything.
I know.
Faked me out.
It's another episode of Kickstarter Corner. It's been a while. Here we go. Yep, we know. Man, it feels like forever since the last time we had enough time together to do one of these. We're going to jump right into it. I'm going to go first. My very first campaign I want to talk about is ending pretty soon. It is Space Monkey Knights Go #1. They're less than $1,000 away from the goal. Now this one ends Friday, July 14th. So by the time this video is uploaded, they're not going to have a whole lot of time left, but they're so close. So close. Let me give you a little bit of the synopsis on this one. 4 brave monkeys were sent out into space. And while they slept, they learned about Arthurian epics. When they crash land on an alien planet, they'll have to use what they learned about being brave warriors to become the Space Monkey Knights. Space Monkey Knights Go is a cosmic adventure comic book created by Dave Lentz and Caleb Palmquist, written by Caleb, illustrated by Nick Torres, and lettered by Dave Lentz. Now this is Dave's first his first Kickstarter. He's been a part of 90 billion. This is his first one. This thing needs to get funded. We need this book in our lives. I need to get the stickers. That'll be the add-on I add next. So yeah, that's the first one I got. And again, it ends Friday, July 14th.
Do you need the stickers, or does your wife need the stickers?
Both. I love stickers too.
Okay. I'm just making sure. So, I'm just going to go ahead and say this now before I start all 3 of mine. None of mine involve Dave. That's a shocker because I have never ever done an episode of Kickstarter Corner where Dave didn't have something to do with at least one book. So I'm just going to put that out there. Just sorry, Dave. Jay's going to get all the copyright royalties to you for this video. So yeah. But the first one I have involves another really good friend of ours. This book is called Mad Wolf and Cop #1, and it is written by Ron Zabala, who created Mount Olympus Comics. If you might know the Patriotic Universe, that is what he's created. This book is a spin-off in that universe. The other writer is our amazing friend Dan Wickline, who you can see on the Experience Live with Jay on InStores this week. He also has a show on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday called The Dan Wickline Show, where he does everything pop culture. So yeah, definitely tune in for those shows if you want to see more Dan Wickline content, more Jay, more everything awesome. So, but what this is about is police officer Gwen Murphy finds herself in the middle of a mystery involving ninjas, werewolves, vampires, and a strangely familiar big red wolf mercenary, Mad Wolf. Gwen is introduced in the Patriotic Universe, and where Athena bestows powers on her to basically She-Hulk up, but she can only do this for a few minutes at a time. So basically the question is when she goes into this warehouse to figure out this thing, does she have enough on her to take care of this? And it's basically just this big expansion on the Patriotic Universe. I have Patriotica #1 and I think #2 somewhere in my collection, but I have read this universe, so I am somewhat familiar with it. Mount Olympus Comics does great work. Definitely want to check this one out. They also introduced another character called Zone, who is a female tiger hybrid sniper. And I was like, that enough? I'm like, I love snipers, but yeah. So you get these kind of mystical creatures, so if that's really your thing, definitely check it out. It ends July 28th, so you've got some time. It's already well funded, so if you back, you will definitely get a copy. So just check it out. I really think this is kind of a superhero-y, anti-hero kind of thing that you probably would enjoy. I know I am. I'm probably going to back this. I just can't figure out what cover I want yet. So yeah, that is my first one. Again, Dan and Ron, I think that's a really great team of writing. Super talented guys. So
that sounds awesome.
yes.
Now, I have 3 more. One of them is actually going right now. The other 2, they haven't even started. But, so just know after this one, the next 2 I'm talking about aren't live yet. But this one is.
That's okay.
This is going to be Rook and Knight #1. This one's a little over halfway to the goal. So not quite there yet, but still in a really good spot because this one doesn't end until July 30th, which is a Sunday. This one was written by Daniel Calvin, who also wrote American Dreams and Night Wrath. And these characters are part of Daniel's Libertyverse. Well, now that universe expands a bit more because these characters are in there too. Rook and Knight is about a father-son vigilante duo who are waging a brutal war on crime. However, they are starting to fall apart at the seams. Like I said, Daniel Calvin wrote this. The art is by the Baggs brothers, Jake and Sean. The letterer is Jerome Gagnon, and I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. I think it's Gagnon, but if I'm wrong, please let me know down in the comments. And guess what? The PR rep for this, the awesome Joey Galvez. If you haven't checked out Geek Collective, we'll make sure we put a link to that, and everything we're talking about is going to be linked down in the description. So, but yeah, I saw this. I got to read a little bit of Night Wrath. I'm going to be honest, I haven't read the whole thing. I know, shame on me, but it seemed really, really cool. But I did read American Dreams, and I really liked that one. So,
and to be honest, reading American Dreams is what you want to read, because I think those two are actually in the universe. I don't know if he's got Night Wrath in there yet, because Night Wrath takes place in the future.
Well, see, that's what I found out in this campaign.
Oh, they're all connected?
That you find out that American Dreams and Night Wrath are in the same universe.
Huh. Alright, I'm going to have to read now, because I want to know how he gets that, because American Dreams, as I thought, was in the early 1900s.
Well, we don't know how long Jake, I believe his name, I want to say the character's name is Jake, and I'm sorry if I mess it up. I wasn't expecting this impromptu thing right here, but maybe he lives forever. Maybe he's one of those characters, his superpowers, he lives forever or something.
Okay.
But I'm interested to see how they connect to it,
yes,
trust me.
Me too. Now that I know that all of this, okay. I had to throw the curveball.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's what I'm here for.
All right.
All curveballs.
What you got next?
Alright, so this next one I have is called Lost Boy. This is campaign for #1 and 2. And it's written by Bunny AD. And basically what that stands for is Bunny and Dad. The dad, his name is Don Hanfield. If that name sounds familiar, he has written countless comics. The guy is a TV show writer, award-winning, several big TV shows that we know. And basically what this is he's just helping his daughter. It's a Peter Pan origin story. So I am going to pull up a little bit. I'm going to read, because this is a long description that they have for this. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up real quick. Alrighty, so here we go. Our protagonist, young Tomathan, makes his living as Peter, an agile thief skilled in snatching bags from moving carriages. Alongside his band of resourceful lost boys, all fellow orphans of London's merciless streets, they secure an unexpected treasure, a living, breathing fairy ensnared in a bag from the royal physician. I'm going to leave it right there. There's actually quite a bit more here, but that is basically the gist of this origin story for Peter Pan. The art looks amazing. And the artist on this is Diana Neneva. I hope I pronounced that correct. The art looks awesome, and it is lettered by Clay Adams. So this ends on July 13th. As of right now, it is funded. So if you do back this, you will definitely get a copy. Obviously, add on issue 1 if you haven't read this like me. And I think this would be something we all enjoy. Peter Pan is one of those legendary stories. We all grew up with it. We all know the Disney version. So this for me is definitely a departure from what I know of that universe, which is why it intrigued me when I saw this. Not to mention the art. So definitely check it out if you like Peter Pan origins that are a little different. I think this is based more on the novels like Peter Pan and Wendy. So definitely check it out. As I said, it ends on July 13th. Already funded. Definitely check it out. Link will be in the description.
Again, another one that just sounds like it's going to be awesome. Now, like I said before, the next two that I'm going to talk about aren't exactly live yet. And they'll probably make it onto a future Kickstarter corner when they do drop. But I wanted to talk about them. The first one I'm going to talk about is Cupid. Now, we'll have the link in the description. as always, check the description for links to, so you can click that notify me on launch button, get it pre-saved, so when it does drop, you'll be the first to know. So there's not a whole lot of information. I don't know how many of you, hopefully a lot of you that are watching this, have ever gone to a pre-launch page for a Kickstarter. There's not a whole lot of info, but here's the tagline. An out-of-work god becomes a gun bow for hire. Now, this is, I added the in there, but that's the tagline. This is done by the same team that did Periwinkle, so it's written by Scott Wilkie. The art is by Arturo Mesa. Hopefully I got that right. And because I got to make up for Sean slacking over here, lettered by Dave Lentz. So another Dave Lentz project from me. Like I said, not a whole lot of information on this one, folks, but trust me, if you have a way to find Periwinkle, to get Periwinkle, Periwinkle is dope. It is so dope. And this one looks like it's going to be following a pattern of Holiday folks. Yeah, the Holiday comics that he's going to write. This looks amazing. This one just looks great. Like, Cupid is basically a merc. What's not to love about that? So yeah, that's Cupid.
All right. I'm guessing next on his list is going to be Easter, so the Easter Bunny, I'm betting. So that'll be cool. All right, so this next one is more or less one that just ended, but it's one that we're a fan of, obviously, because this is from not only a team that is an amazing creative team, but they are like some of our closest friends in the world. But if you get a chance, Horus and Hell, you can at least look up the campaign to see what it was all about. I'm sure there will be a way to reach out to Alan and Will, who are the writers, to maybe get a copy after the fact. They're usually pretty good about doing that if you have a way to email them, but you have to check this out. If you followed us, you know we love Pocus Hocus, and this is basically a spin-off within the Pocus Hocus world, because as you'll learn when we do the duo review of Pocus Hocus number 5, Horus is pretty well known in Hell. And this book is basically the stories of how. If you like little pink bunnies carrying an axe, tearing stuff up, this is basically the book for you. It's amazing. So definitely be sure to keep an eye out. I know Jay's got several copies of it coming in. So we're going to read it, we're going to love it, and you're going to hear a lot about it, I'm sure.
Spoiler alert, I got that Dave Lentz Hellboy cover.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing. And also, this is, I want to say, might be their second 10K club, because they ended the campaign a little over $10,000.
Nice.
So
as it should.
Yeah, as
it should for everything they write. Not only this, but Grandma Chainsaw 2, which also just ended as well. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff from Top Hat Studios that's coming in. But I wanted to throw that out there because this one was so fresh, and this is going to be something that I have a feeling is going to laugh. When we read the Ash Can for Horse, I died. I'm going to die more inside. That's just how I feel about it. It's going to be fun. So what would you classify it as? Like a slasher comedy type thing? Or
I don't know, because it kind of feels like there's comedy and not exactly slasher, but more like war.
Okay, that makes good sense. It's going to be great. But yeah, so just keep an eye out about that. And also be sure when you check out the campaign, you have to see that Dave Lentz cover. I didn't know the man could draw. But I probably should have figured it. The guy does everything else. So
this is my formal petition right now. Dave, change it from Dave Does Comics to Dave Does Everything. Because that's more accurate.
That is true. Alrighty. So yeah, I just want to give a shout out to that. And I'm going to let Jay get to this next, last, and awesome one that he's got. They're all awesome. I mean, I'm just sounding repetitive here. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
It happens.
Yes.
So my last one. Once again, this is not live yet. But you can click the link that's going to be down in the description that I'm going to keep saying. Just because that's what I do. You know, a J video. It's not a J video unless he repeats himself about 80 times because he forgets that he's already said this. This is Monster Girl Beach Party. Let me say that one more time. Monster Girl Beach Party. This is, from the very little description, this is a pinup magazine of bloody fun in the sun set in the 50s. And this is coming from Jason Pell. Now, the last time we had a Jason Pell book, it was Bearskin.
Oh, so good.
Bearskin is so good.
It's so good.
Can't wait for more of that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, not a whole lot of info on this, but you should definitely click that notify me on launch button and just share everything out. Now, we're down to our final one, and I'm super excited because I didn't know about Sean's list really. Like, he told me what it was, but you know, that's been like a day, so I probably forgot already. I'm really excited to hear what this last one for you is.
So this last one I've got, I'm not entirely sure how it's pronounced. So I'm going to say it, and if I'm wrong and the creator sees this, please tell me in the comments. But this is Bet Noir 1 through 5. I'm going to have Jay put up an image here, probably somewhere on the screen, but I'm going to show him why.
Is it that image?
Yes. So I was struggling to find a fourth comic to talk about. And I just happened to see the image that you heard Jay oohing and awing over, and hopefully, like I said, we'll get it here on the screen. And I was like, done. Let me check this out. And thankfully, a lot of the art that I was flipping through the campaign happens to back up what I saw here, so that made it great. So this is created by Andrew Clemson, who is also, I think, the creator of Mad Robot Comics. Pretty cool imprint. I think I've seen a few other campaigns from them before. I can't think of any of the books off the top of my head. I do apologize, though. Art is by Chris Wantaway. Again, let me know if I butchered that. I probably did. And lettering by HDE. His description actually in the campaign is kind of cool. Apparently he's got a YouTube channel, does a lot of things. This ends August 8th, so this is actually a pretty fresh campaign, so you've got lots of time. They've got 2,600, and they still got several thousand to go, so definitely be sure to share this. If you can back it, please click the link in the description. So yeah, let's find out what this is all about. The tagline says he died, he came back, but he isn't the man he used to be. And if that wasn't bad enough, it seems like everyone would just prefer him to stay dead. So this goes like this. This is the synopsis. A world without heroes where only villains remain, but in a world of magic and superpowers, its legends might yet return for their vengeance. The masked vigilante known as the Djinn is back in 2 brand new blood-soaked issues that continue his quest for revenge. With enemies at his door, can he survive long enough to unravel the mystery of who he used to be and just what could drag him out of his grave? Now, using increasingly ruthless and brutal methods, the Djinn's return has raised eyebrows amongst what remains of the superpowered community. The shadows of his past will do more than just haunt him if they get their hands on him. That is a very dark, cryptic description. The art looks totally awesome in this book. It definitely has that noir vibe to it, and that's one of the things I did like, because I definitely have been enjoying most of the noir books I've read, especially like Daredevil Noir, if I'm just going to throw a big name out there. Spider-Man Noir, that's another one. Yeah, so if this is kind of your thing, just dark, gritty, anti-hero kind of stuff set in a noir-like universe, definitely check it out. I would highly recommend it. It's one of those, I can't believe I haven't heard of the previous 3 or 4 issues. This is issues 4 and 5 on this campaign. So yeah, check it out. Ends August 8th, and that is the very last one that I actually have for today. And I thought I ended on a pretty good note, if I must say so myself. Yeah.
Just a quick recap. We got Space Monkey Knights Go #1 that ends Friday, July 13th. We have Rook and Knight #1 that ends Sunday, July 30th. Then I talked about Cupid that's not out yet, and I talked about Monster Girl Beach Party that's not out yet.
Okay. On my side, it is Mad Wolf and Cop #1, which ends July 28th. Lost Boy 1 and 2, which ends July 13th. And Bet Noir 1 through 5, which ends August 8th. And then, of course, Horus and Hell, which just ended. Keep an eye out for when we get that one. Again, everything will be down in the description, so you can check these out. Let's help share this. Let's help get all these projects. If any of them are not funded, let's help them get funded and get the indie community thriving. It's been an awesome year on Kickstarter. Literally, this is probably the best year I've seen since I've really started getting into Kickstarter about 3 or 4 years ago. So definitely check all these campaigns out.
Yeah, do yourself a favor. Get on Kickstarter. There's bound to be something you like.
Alright everybody, so that is going to end this video. As always, if you liked what you saw at any point in the video, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know anytime we upload a new video. Be sure to smack that thumbs up button, as that really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, again, I cannot stress this enough, please share these campaigns. I promise you sharing goes a very long way. If you can back any of these, please back them as well. Let's get these indie creators out there. If you want to see any of these in your local comic shop, go talk to the curator. That's what I'm going to call them. Your owner, your curator. Let them know about these campaigns. Let them know that these are books you want to see. A surprising amount of Kickstarters have retailer tiers where you can get several books for pretty good prices, usually between 30 and 50. So definitely check it out if you want to see these. Let's help these guys get everything out. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy. We will catch you next time. Later, everybody.